Hey, welcome to You Had Me at Black. I'm Martina Abraham Zalunga. This story comes from Felicia. She moved to LA in search of the Hollywood dream, the dream house, the dream man, the dream dog. But in her pursuits, she ended up losing it all. Here's what happened.
I want you to breathe all this in, breathe all this in.
You're listening to You Had Me at Black. Black.
Light in the heart of the city.
Black.
Man, listen, man.
Black.
This is You Had Me at Black, and we live, baby.
Hey y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Good. So I'm Fee, also known as Fefe, also known as Felicia, also known as Bye Felicia. So living in LA is a trip, right? Right. So I moved to LA about 5 years ago, and I had this vision, right? Like, I had this vision of being this, career woman and all about fashion, entertainment, and just, living my life like it's golden. And it was just like a really dope vision that I had. So I moved and I found my first place in Venice, which was awesome. I was by the beach. And right when I got here, I lost my job, which was like, damn. But I ended up just, working on my business, and, I ended up just staying in the house every day, just like a mad scientist, trying to work it out. And then spring came along, and so it's spring now. And I was getting bored. I was getting, that itch, right? That itch. And I wanted to date, I wanted to date in LA. And I was coming from DC. I was in DC for a minute. DC, I went to Howard, so HU in the room, So I was used to getting dates. I was used to getting attention. I was used to getting, I had people on my line, for real. But when I got to LA, it was just so dry. I'm walking past dudes and I'm dang, I can't even get a hi, bro. I can't even get eye contact, for real. Am I does my breath stink? What's that? So this one weekend, after much convincing, one of my friends convinced me to get online. And so I got on one of those, ones where you just swipe, you just swiping left and left and left. And I'm swiping, I'm overanalyzing pictures. I'm looking is he doing the duck lips? I don't really know, what side he's on. But anyways, I finally ran across this profile, and it's looking pretty dope. So I'm shoe collector, that sounds nice. I'm you're so funny. I'm freckle lover. I'm I got freckles. I mean, y'all can't see it right now under this beat, but I do have freckles. And then it was private chef. So I was yes, this sounds like everything. And I'm just checking it off my list. I'm checking out bro through the pictures, and I'm all right, you kind of look like my type. He's from DC to LA, so I'm perfect. And I drop in his DMs. So I'm I think I might be your type. And so I'm I think I might be your type. And he's he's completely smitten. He's just I'm texting, he's texting right back. I'm okay, consistency. And, this might really be something. And So then, we're trying to figure out where we live, and like I'm trying to be like real elusive because I don't know if he's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I live on the west side. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm in Venice. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like in Venice right now with the homies. Like, pull up, So I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, like, what do I have on? Like, I wasn't expecting to meet him so soon. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna like bike up there. I'm like, bike? Ooh. Now, I don't know if that's like a good or bad thing, but it was cute because it was Venice. Who don't want to bike with they boo? So I was like, all right, that's cool. So he pulls up. We start walking and talking. He is like red, okay? Like he is red bone, red beard, red hair, red. Just kind of imagine like, Sinbad, like a cousin with a beard. Like that's kind of what he was looking like. So he's interesting. That's rare, but I'm checking him out. He's pretty swaggy. His shoes are fresh, So I'm like, all right. So he tells me that, he's a private chef. He has a few clients in Hollywood, and, he's 420 friendly, and, we both like bacon, and it's just a match. I don't eat bacon no more, but it's okay. And, we just start chilling. It's on after that. So we have like a few months of Netflix and chill and some gourmet meals, and it's great. So winter comes around, and the checks stop coming in. So, these clients in Hollywood, they're like flying to Bora Bora for the vacation, Europe. It's like, okay, well, when the client's coming back? Like, when's the money? What's going on, And so, he starts telling me, like, he's feeling like, maybe he should just go back to D.C. Like, L.A. is really hard. I don't really know a lot of people out here. So, maybe I should just, like, go back. So, I'm like, it is too hard to find a man in LA. I'm not letting you go back. So I'm like, babe, don't worry. Like, we can do this. We can chase our dreams together. You can do the chef thing. I can do my fashion thing. And we can just do this together. And what did I do? I was like, let's move in together. Let's just move in together, okay? So we move in together, and it's cute for a second. 1 second. It was cute for a second. Then he decides he want to get a dog, because that's what people in LA do. You get your dog, a little designer dog, and y'all cute. Y'all walking down the beach. And so it didn't take me long to realize, like, this wasn't about to work. Like, the space is too small. Like, the dog and you and the man, this is my first place, like, I can't do this. Then our neighbor's acting crazy. Every time we cooking jerk or curry, she banging on the walls. Like, I'm just like, we got to get out of Venice. We got to get out of here. So I'm not taking no steps back. So I'm like, we're going to move to, Hollywood. Okay, so we going to Hollywood. That's where we going next. So we move in this spot in Hollywood. It's so dope, okay? It's like a dream, for real. It's like this penthouse, apartment, and there's views, and you can see the Hollywood sign, part of the Hollywood sign. And then it has this, swanky rooftop. I'm thinking we could entertain, we can have dinners, it's gonna be great. Yes, this place. And we get up in there, and it is great for 2 seconds. And then, once we realize the rent is like a mortgage in Hollywood, and, all the gourmet food and the gourmet weed delivery service and, the shoes. They'll talk about the shoes. We have the shoes going on, too. And we had realized that, we couldn't cut it. The checks aren't coming in every 2 weeks all the time, So then, eviction notices are on the door. And I'm coming home after 14-hour days, and it's like the dog is, whatever. And I'm I'm just feeling trapped, like financially stressed, emotionally stressed. We both working a lot and barely making it. And I don't know, spring came around again. And I just, that itch came out again. I don't know what happens in spring. So basically, this guy reached out to me. We'll call him Jay. And so Jay reaches out to me. He drops in my DMs. And this guy, this flashback, I met him a couple years ago on a plane. And he was really dope. He was an architect / rapper. And dope. So he just sounded like an interesting dude. He sounded like an interesting guy. And, we exchanged Instagrams, because that's like what people do in 2018. Like, you don't have to ask for no one's number. They just, you could just drop in the DM. So he drops in my DM 2 years later. He's like, hey, I'm back in town. If you have time, let's catch up for drinks. And I'm like, yeah, let's catch up for drinks. Yeah, that's what people in LA say, right? So, so he actually comes in town and he hits me up and I'm like, oh, what's up? So he's like, well, I don't really have anything planned, but I do have like tickets to the Lakers game tonight. And I was like, oh, the Lakers game? I ain't never been to the Lakers game before. And then he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, hey, ain't it Kobe's last season too? This is Kobe's last season playing, right? So I'm like, I got to go. But I'm like, no, let me let me ask and just let me, treat the situation like I want to be treated. So I asked Red, which is my man. And I'm like, yo, Red, like the homie's in town. Like, is it cool if I just go to the basketball game? And so he's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, yeah. So, okay, so I'm tripping out. So he says yes. So I'm like, all the lights say green. Ain't nothing saying not go, so I'm gonna go. So then the day comes and I'm like trying to like finagle something. I'm like calling coworkers like, y'all want to meet up for drinks before? Or, just so I wasn't alone. I was starting to get a little nervous and no one could come. So I ended up just going to the game to meet him. And I didn't really remember like, what he looked like in person, but he was very tall and broad-shouldered. And I got to, a little nerdy, but, it was cool. And so we got to the game, and probably like 3/4 in, I realized, like, yo, Kobe's not even playing, yo. Like, he is like fully dressed. I don't think he's coming in. And then I think the Lakers sucked that year. I mean, I don't know, but it was just a bad year. So anyways, I'm in the game and I'm kind of realizing, I'm like, damn, like this is kind of awkward. Like Kobe's not even playing. I'm with this random guy. Like, yo, is this a date right now? Like, is this a date? And so after the game, he wants to like go to the dispensary because that's what everybody, when they come to visit LA, that's what they want to do. So I gladly oblige, and then I said, like I'll drop you back off at your hotel. So I dropped him off. Well, I didn't exactly drop him off. So so we wanted to puff a L, and so it was like, okay, well, he was in Santa Monica, so I was like, no, it's too hot to do that in Santa Monica, so let's just go up to the room. And so we go up to the room, and it's super cool. We're like, okay, well, we don't want to smoke in the hotel room. Maybe we should go in the bathroom, because we just hop out the bathroom. So we go in the bathroom, and then, he starts flowing. So he starts flowing, and we're blowing, and, I start dropping a few lyrics, and he's flowing, and I'm dropping lyrics, and then I just dropped, and I just fell, and I slipped, and that's it. And then I slipped, and then I went home. So anyways... So I went home. He texted me the next day like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh my God, please do not text me. Delete. And then, and so then, like, that was it. You know, it was, you know, I didn't think about it, and, you know, that was the end. So maybe like a few months later, maybe about 3 months later, I get a call from Red, and Red's like, you know, I'm at work. He's like, yo, I have like terrible news. I'm like, yo, what is it? Is it the dog? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? So he was like, no, you know, we'll talk about it when we get home, when I get home. I was like, okay. So I get home, and he tells me that this girl reached out to him on Instagram saying she thinks that I was out with her boyfriend on this night, and we met back in 2014. I mean, she had just weaved this story together, honey. Facts. So he tells me all of this, and I'm just like, what? Who? On Instagram? I don't know. What? What's this alternate world? I don't know that girl. Don't listen to them hoes, baby. Don't listen to them hoes. So, you know, a couple weeks go by, and the arguments get a little bit more intense, and, you know, the bills are still adding up, and, you know, the shoes and the bags ain't really doing it anymore, and those are stopped. And, you know, finally I'm just like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, let's talk about it. So he's like, you know, I'm just feeling like some type of way. I'm not sure if, like, you're telling me, like, the whole story. Like, I'm still thinking about it. And I was like, damn. I was like, yo, this is, like, my moment, right? This is my moment. Because here I am in this penthouse apartment with the eviction notices on the door and dogs and the man and all these fabulous things, but, like, I'm not really happy, you know? I'm clearly, like, I'm not really happy. So, you know, I end up telling him, like, yeah, like, there were some inappropriate exchanges, you know, and it's inappropriate. It was inappropriate. Inappropriate. And then he was like, you know, I don't know what happened. I think I woke up one morning, and Cranes in the Sky was playing. And I was like, you know what? I think it may be best if, you know, you go back to D.C. and you do your thing, and, you know, you've been wanting that, you know, and stop living under, like, these pressures of, like, L.A. And, like, I can stay here and figure myself out, and we can just kind of, like, see what happens. So, you know, he contemplates over it. I contemplate over it. We try to, like, find other solutions. Like, maybe we need a bigger place. Or I think we even got another dog. We got another dog. Like, the baby don't fix nothing, okay? Like, it's not going to fix it. So we ended up going our separate ways. And that was really the end of Hollywood. He moved back, and I ended up having to fight for my life to find a one-bedroom under $2,000. It was just insane. So I'm sharing this tonight because it's been a couple years now. And I'm sharing this tonight because, one, like, material things will never fulfill you, you know, like those things are just like smoke and mirrors out here. Two, you can find peace in, like, your honesty and being real with yourself. And so now I'm being all the way real, and I live in Lamert, and it's great. And, you know, I wake up to Anita Baker in the morning. My hallway smells like all these coconut oils and shea butters. I mean, it's great. But I think thirdly, it's just, you know, stay true to yourself, and, like, the rest will fall in your path. And I hope me sharing my L's turned into lessons helped you out tonight.
This episode was mixed and mastered by Miles Dotson. Purposely Awakened is our national media sponsor. Their publication launched in the summer of 2016 to bring awareness to issues affecting the Black community and to promote Black businesses, campaigns, and movements. They fulfill their mission and purpose with socially conscious images, apparel, and content that promotes positive change within the Black community. You can find them at purposelyawakened.com and connect with them at Purposely Awakened on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Plug TV is our Los Angeles media sponsor. They're a digital network introducing audiences to people of color who live lives that are so much more than the sliver of the minority experience that traditional media's gatekeepers allow on screen. They have an original slate of comedy, drama, fitness, and alternative reality shows to authentically represent people of color and produce a more diverse Hollywood. You can find them on YouTube at The Plug. Thanks for listening to You Had Me at Black. If you want to hear more stories like this one, leave a review.
You're listening to You Had Me at Black.